Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is coming up on 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Let me say first, I didn't plan on doing this video. I'm working on a few other videos. I was working on mail-in ballots, Trump's threats to open the churches and whatnot. I was working on those videos, and I'm trying to have a more positive channel these days. I'm a little out of breath. I was just working out. Providing solutions and not just complaining about things. So I was thinking about one of the videos I made and lobbyists and how the current politicians, especially the presidents and the higher ups, are always wealthy. You have to pretty much be a billionaire to be a president these days. And I started thinking about this, and I was thinking about possible other avenues where. What if people couldn't? These are just throwing these ideas around in my head. What if it had to be 100% donations and you couldn't use your own money, like a GoFundMe page? Then I started thinking, well, how would you stop people from, these corporations trying to, would you set limits? I was just kicking around these ideas. Started thinking about lobbyists and all that. I just giving you some my train of thought here. And I just started thinking, well, what would be my ideal president? And it would be somebody that has experience, especially with the military, being in the military, knowing what it's like to be deployed, knowing what it's like to face danger, to serve your country, the commitment, the sacrifice that involves firsthand before you send anybody else into it. But conversely, somebody who is not like a warmonger, somebody that's not a little too gung-ho, somebody that knows the value of discussion, of working things out. I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. An average man. Like I said, a lot of times I look back at Jimmy Carter and being a farmer. Looking back, what an ideal background to have. It has a little business. It has you're working with your hands. That's somebody I can respect. That's somebody I can appreciate. Without a doubt, But also, as we've seen with this president, we need somebody who has knowledge of history. If you don't learn from history, those who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it. That's one of the truest things I've ever heard spoken. Having to understand geography, understand different ideologies. And do you know, who came up in my mind? Beau, the fifth column. And as soon as I thought of this and making this video, I shot it down. I was like, because I see a lot of people, in the video, in the comment section, saying Beau for president, and talking about, and that's one other attribute he has is his ability to teach, independency, the self-efficient, he embodies what would be my perfect president. The more I thought about it, I was thinking of reasons not to make this video, because for a few reasons I didn't want it to feel like I was pandering to his dropping his name, using his name, or I wanted to have a good reason if I was going to make this video. And the more I thought about it, I realized that he embodies the characteristics of what an ideal president would be. Level-headed, being able to teach, to lead, the experience in the military, the vast knowledge of history that just surprises me. I don't know what his background is, but holy cow. I mean, I've had to raise my bar way up here to not look foolish. But, okay, on a serious note, seriously, it would appear that Beau has the qualifications. He's over 35. He's American born. I don't want to put him on the spot. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But here's the real point. Somebody similar to Beau, if not him. If it's, I don't know his situation or anything. But I got to be honest, and this is the bottom line of why I made this video. You know, it wasn't just to you know, to appeal to people or whatever, but I started to realize you know, that those qualities are ideal. They are, or somebody like him, and would make an ideal president. I feel it's got the basic. I think he's got the basic necessities of making a good president. I do, and if not him, somebody else. Those would be characteristics I would look for, in the next president. Seriously, it's not to put him on the spot, but he's an ideal model. So yeah, Beau for president. As we've seen, you know, this president, everybody just concentrated on business, the economy, American jobs, and all that, and they use that and they're still using it as an excuse to vote for him, even though, to me, he's a one-trick pony. I call it, just basically using threats like tariffs. Is really all he has in his bag of tricks. You know, I don't, you know, threatening. He's just basically a bully on a worldwide stage. And honestly, to be honest, his lack of knowledge is just embarrassing. It truly is for the vast majority of presidents. The way he looks as our leader is just an embarrassment. So, some things to think about coming November and in elections to come. Hopefully, elections to come. All right, you guys have a great Sunday.